Hi everyone, so for today's video, as you can see, I'm going to show you how to achieve this look right here. Now this look, I am shocked because it took me like 15 minutes to do and it's extremely simple. I really wanted to do something colorful, very fun, very editorial, yet extremely simple to do. So this is the look I came up with today. So if you want to see how to achieve this look, you can just keep on watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it, so let's get started with the makeup. Alright, so we are going to get started. Now today I don't really know what I'm going to be doing. I do have an inspiration though, so I am going to inspire myself from this look right here. I'm going to put it on the screen. And this is a look from Lucifer, and I love her work. She does amazing looks. It's really different, super editorial, so I really wanted to try and maybe get inspired from one of her looks. So I'm probably going to use the same kind of colors today. But anyways, so I'm going to start by priming my lids, and as per usual, my lids are extremely dry, so I'm not going to be doing something very harsh on my lids. I'm going to be priming using my MAC Pro Longwear concealer, just because I've been using the Urban Decay Primer Potion for such a long time, and that primer is starting to be a little bit drying on my lids, so I'd rather use a concealer that has a little bit of moisture. So I'm going to just use a little bit of my MAC Pro Longwear concealer to prime my lids, and I'm just going to blend this in using my fingers. And actually, I think I'm going to start with my complexion because I think I'm going to be applying a lot of shadow on my face, so I think I'm going to do my complexion just so that I can already work on the eyes and be very messy with the eyes. And for my foundation, so I'm going to mix my Fenty Hydrating Foundation. I'm using the shade 100, and I'm going to mix it in using the White Botanical BB Cream from Yves Rocher. I like to mix both together because the Fenty foundation is too light for me and the BB Cream is too dark, so when I mix them together, they make the perfect shade match. And I really like the texture of both together because the hydrating foundation from Fenty is really hydrating and dewy, and the BB cream is a little bit more of a satin finish, so I really like the finish that both do on my skin. So I'm just going to dot a little bit of this all over my face, and I'm just going to apply this foundation on the perimeter of my skin. I usually don't really like to apply too much foundation in the center because I know I'm going to be applying concealer there, so I don't really want to put any foundation in the center. And to blend all of this in, I'm going to be using the M439 Morphe brush. This is a foundation buffer brush, and I really like this foundation brush because it really gives a lot of coverage, and it's super fast to blend your foundation with. So I am just packing this all over my skin, and I'm going to drag some of that on my neck. Alright, so next I'm going to do some contouring, and I'm going to be using the ABH contour stick in the shade Fawn, and I've been really liking this. It's a really pretty shade. It's like not too warm, not too cool. It's a really perfect in between. So I'm just going to use some of that to do some contouring. I'm going to apply this in the hollows of my cheek, on the temples, and I'm also going to take a little bit of that on the double chin to make it disappear. And I'm going to be blending this with the same brush. I just have another one that's clean that I like to use for my contouring. So I'm just going to do some tapping motions to blend this in. I think I applied a little bit too much. Whoops. So because I think I applied too much, I'm just going to go back in with my foundation brush just to blend some of these edges. But anyways, after I'm going to be using my concealer, so I'm probably just going to clean my contour up after. But as you can see, this is such a pretty shade. I was scared that it might look like dirty because I'm very fair, but if you have a very fair skin tone, this is really perfect for contouring. And for the nose, I'm being very messy. I don't really want to be super precise. I don't really want my nose contour to be harsh. So I'm just going all over it, just blending those lines out. Alright, so next I'm going to jump into my concealer. I already primed my lids, so for my concealer, I think I'm just going to use what's left of my MAC Pro Longwear on the back of my hand. I'm going to use some of that and apply some under my eyes. And I'm also going to put some on the center of my face and on the areas where I have redness. So for me, for example, it's around my chin, around my nose. And I'm also just going to take a little bit under my contouring just to clean that up. So I'm just going to blend that in using my concealer brush in tapping motions. Alright, so everything is pretty blended. So next I think I'm going to start working on my eyes just because I already have the base. And I think I'm probably going to connect my eyeshadow with my blush. So I think I'm going to start right into my eyes. And today I think I'm going to be dipping into my ABH Norvina collection. This is the Pro Pigment Palette Volume 3 palette. And I think I'm going to be using these really nice colorful shades, probably the blue, the pink, and the green. We'll see where the look is going to take us. And I kind of also want to dip into my Colourpop custom palette. So I'm going to start by taking this shade right here from the ABH palette. It's a really pretty baby blue shade. And I'm going to use that shade and put this right here in my inner corners. Actually, I'm going to change the brush. I'm going to be using the JH42 brush. It's a really tiny, precise blender brush. And I really want the most intense pigment to be in the very inner corner, and I'm going to blend it out going outwards. And to blend that out, I'm going to use a fluffy blender brush with nothing on it. I'm using the tapered blending brush from Lavish. I got this brush in my BoxyCharm and I really like it. And I'm just blending some of these edges out. And I'm just going to go back into that blue shade and pack this in the very inner corner of the eye. Next, I think I'm going to use a single shadow from Colourpop. I'm going to be using the shade called Poodle, which is a really pretty baby pink shade. And I'm going to be using that shade with a JH40 brush, which is a small blender brush. And I'm going to start by blending this on the very outer corner of my eyes and create kind of a cat eye look. So I'm really just going to blend this going outwards. And I'm also just going to take a beveled brush and just make this line a little bit more precise. And I'm also going to take this quite close to my lash line going towards my inner corners. And I'm going to take that line quite far on my outer corners, almost to my temples. And I'm going to take that same blender brush from Lavish and I'm going to blend that downwards. So I really want this line up here to be extremely straight, and all the blending I want it to go downwards. So I'm really just going to take my time and blend all of this downwards, and I'm going to be connecting this shade with my blush so that we have a really pretty pink overall cheek. And I'm even going to take more of that shade on that brush and I'm going to blend that even more downwards and on my lower lashes. Next, I think I'm going to put on some blush just to make everything look a little bit more like balanced. So I'm going to take my blush brush and I will be using my Fairy Blush palette from its Likelymakeup, and I'm going to be using this very bright pink. I'm actually going to mix it with the coral shade, so I'm going to take both of these shades and I'm going to start packing this under my eye, and I'm going to start and blend this toward my cheeks. So I'm just taking this shade, blending this with the pink shade we have on our lids, and taking it to the apples of the cheeks. But I'm mainly going to keep it very far on the outer corners. This is turning into like an 80s look. And I also just realized that my landlord is supposed to come in to change some things in the apartment. So I kind of wanted to do something very simple on the eyes, very natural looking, so that if he comes, I'm not going to look crazy. But in the end, I am going to look crazy like usual. I can never stop myself from doing very extravagant looks. Oops. I'm going back in with the Poodle shade from Colourpop, and I'm just going to blend this further on my lower lashes. Make everything extremely smoked out. Alright, so I have the blend that I want. I'm going to do this on the other eye and I will be right back. Alright, so I have both my eyes on. I am loving this look so far. I really like it. I'm also going to take a little bit more of that blush and apply it on the nose and also on the chin. I'm not really used to the chin blush thing, so I'm just going to try and blend some of this out. Alright, I really like this. This is interesting. And next, I kind of want to go into my Jaclyn Hill Volume 2 palette and grab the shade called I'm In It. I've been using this in my past couple of looks as a highlight whenever I do a really nice pink eyeshadow look, just because this is kind of a highlight shade that has a pink shift to it. So I'm going to take that with my highlight brush and I'm going to put this on the very high points of my cheeks. Ooh, this is pretty. I'm also going to put some on the nose, chin, Cupid's bow. I don't know if you can see this shift. It's so pretty. I'm also going to take some of that on the brow bone. And next, I'm just going to start filling my brows just so that my face has a little bit more structure and that I know where the look is kind of going. So I'm just going to fill them in using my Yves Rocher brow pencil. And I'm just going to set my brows in place using the ABH brow gel in the shade dark brown. And I'm going to fluff my hairs up. I really want them to look extra bushy today. For my lashes, I don't really want to do something too intense. I kind of like the look like this. It's like really editorial without any like mascara or lashes. So what do? I kind of want to leave my lashes like this, like natural, like nothing on it. I think I'm going to put some pink in my waterline. So I'm going to take the Illuminati gel paint in electric pink and I'm just going to run this on my lower lashes. And I'm also going to coat my lower lashes with this to make them look a little bit more pink. All right, well, this kind of worked. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be applying any false lashes. I really like this look like that. It looks really editorial. So I'm going to start by using my Kosas lipstick in the shade Rose Water, and I'm going to put this all over my lips. And then with a fluffy brush, I'm going to take the same Poodle shade from the Colourpop Single Shadows, and I'm going to blend this in the center of my lips. And I'm really just going to keep this in the very center. And I'm also going to blend this a little bit more high than my Cupid's bow. That's interesting. And I'm going to top it off using some gloss. I'm going to use the NYX Lingerie Gloss in the shade Clear. I'm going to put this all over. All right, everyone, so here we have it. This look took me like 15 minutes to do. I am shocked. Usually whenever I sit down to play with makeup, it always takes me an eternity. I didn't really use a lot of product. I really just used like 2 eyeshadows on my lids and my lips. So yeah, it's really fast to do. And for this look, you can always tone it down. You don't really have to do this much pink on the cheeks and the eyes. I feel like it could be really pretty if you were just to put blue in the inner corners and do a pink eyeliner look. It would look really pretty. But yeah, I really wanted to take it to a whole other level and I really like what I did. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I put up new videos 3 times a week, so subscribe so that you don't miss any of my content. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.